Alright guys, so I had a whole separate video on how the lift was installed, but all the footage got lost. So I'm going to kind of walk through and explain the areas that I ran into some trouble. First place I'm going to start is the bed, obviously. So if you know anything about these trucks, you'll know that they thread in through the bottom. If you watched the previous video, you'll know I drilled holes in the top and dropped the bolts straight through, and now they have nuts on them from the bottom. So it's nice and sturdy. Dirty bitch isn't going anywhere. And then the next area that gave me some trouble is the rear bumper. They give you some brackets to put right there. I use get it to focus. I used the stock mounts because the other ones were fucking stupid as hell and they just didn't work. So that's where I'm at with that. And then on this, the instructions aren't very clear. You have to pull the stock bracket off of your bumper and replace it with this one, and it slides where the old one goes. So that was a little confusing. The instructions weren't very clear on that. And for whatever reason, these wouldn't work. So I just said fuck it and bent it out of the way. It's redneck as hell, but I really don't care. Hitch is still functional. As you can see, I towed with it the other day. It's not going anywhere. So that's the bumper. You got to pull the stock brackets off the bumper. I'll show you those over here. Hey. Right there. You got to pull those off. There's two bolts that hold them on. And those are the brackets that came with the kit. They're stupid as hell and they didn't work, so I didn't use them. Then we're going to go around to the front. So it's really easy. For the body mounts, there's 6 of them in total. It's really easy. You can just pull them out, jack the cab up with a hydraulic jack and a piece of wood or whatever, and just stick them in and thread the bolts in. And it's really easy, as you can see right there. I don't know if you can see it that well, but yeah, that's the easiest part. And then when you do it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the camera on it, but when you do it, you got to do your core support mounts right there. You got to undo those as well, and you do those at the same time you do the cab mounts, obviously. So that's that. And then you got these bumper brackets for your front bumper. Now, a part that you may want to consider when doing this is, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to show you. You have to shave your front bumper bracket, or whatever you want to call it. You got to shave it, a lot of it actually. You got to cut it off, but that's not a big deal. They just do it so you can get the brackets for the front bumper to mount up, but mine's not perfect, as you can see, because this truck wasn't a wreck, unfortunately, when I first got it. But it's fine. It does its job, so I'm not worried about it. And then you can see right there, you got to put your steering column extension in. It's really easy. Just unbolt it, and this part, push up on this, the top part, slide it in towards the cab. It might take a little force, but it'll come out, I promise. And then what else? Under the hood, there was supposed to be an extension for this ground. I don't have it. It's a little tighter than I would like. I might put something there just to extend it, but it's not that big a deal. And then fan shroud. You got lowering brackets for the fan shroud. Now, don't be a dumb dick like me and put your bumper on before the don't be a dumb dick like me. Put your lower fan shroud in first. There's supposed to be brackets for that, but I put my bumper on and I was not about to pull it back off. So what I did, more redneck engineering. I cut the fan shroud, I cut the lip off the lower fan shroud, dropped it down in there, and I just zip tied the bitch to the upper fan shroud, and she's solid. So that's that. Couldn't find the bolts for this, so I zip tied it on there. Again, more redneck engineering, but it'll hold. It does its job. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing this body lift is the instructions are not very clear. It tells you to do all this dumb shit, but nothing's labeled. None of the bolts are labeled. They're not separated. They're all just bunched together, and it's stupid as shit. So you have to decipher what's what on your own. You just kind of have to guess. And if you run out of bolts and shit, well, tough shit. But that's pretty much it for the engine bay. There should be an extension for the ground, drive shaft, or not the drive shaft, steering column. Come over here to the filler neck, gas filler neck. You got an extension for that. There's a secondary tube inside there that comes all the way down to the tank. I didn't cut that. I just cut the outside part and shoved it through the extension. So that works. It's pretty decent. Don't mind the wire here. That's my rock light. And yeah, it's pretty basic. The instructions are stupid as hell, honestly. The kit's pretty fucking stupid too, if I'm being honest. But I got it done, and that's how you do it.